Welcome back to McNulty's Book Corral. Today in our book hunting adventures, we're here in the Shawnee National Forest at Cave and Rock on the Ohio River. You movie fans out there will remember this location from Davy Crockett, King of the Wild Frontier, Walt Disney, early 1950s. So here we are. We're going to pan around and show you a little bit of the scenery as we hunt for rare and vintage books. Okay, so we're actually in the cave at Cave and Rock, and I'm going to pan around and show you a better view. But this is really a wonderful, wonderful location for those of you that like to travel and visit our national parks, Shawnee National Forest. This is the Ohio River over there behind my camera lady, and highly recommend it, especially for those of you that like to go to those movie locations, as I mentioned, you know, Fess Parker. Davy Crockett, King of the Wild Frontier. Anyways, look at this beautiful cave. This is awesome. Here are some screen captures from the 1955 Walt Disney film Davy Crockett and the River Pirates. You can see how the shoreline has changed since the 1950s. Okay, so now that we had some fun hiking around the cave in the rock over on the Ohio River, I found Josie's Book Emporium here in Harrisburg, Illinois, right at the tip of the state. We crossed the river, we're in Kentucky. Before we do that, let's go inside and see if we can find some books. Hey everybody, we're back in the barn. Alright, so did I find any books in the Book Emporium? I did. I found quite a lot. I'm only going to show you a few, and we're going to start out with Earl Stanley Gardner, who was born in 1899 and died in 1970. And we're going to talk about, the 5 Perry Mason paperbacks I found in the Book Emporium in Harrisburg, Illinois, way down at the tip. And the first one was A Case of the Daring Divorcee. All of these are 1960s reprints, and they're all in really good shape. So we're talking about $1 and change for each of these at the Book Emporium. All right, The Case of the Daring Divorcee. Let's get the magic going and Get you that. Then we had The Case of the Stuttering Bishop. Really good book here. And we did my favorite, The Case of the Blonde Bonanza. You gotta love the old pulps, right? And then The Case of the Terrified Typist. And we'll have the screenshots popping up. And then another really great one, Perry Mason solves The Case of the Shapely Shadow. Earl Stanley Gardner. Now, Earl Stanley Gardner, I like the Perry Mason novels. This is really pulp fiction all the way. My favorite Earl Stanley Gardner story is a little novelette he wrote called Rain Magic, which appears in one of the anthology collections of his science fiction stories, if you can find that, originally published in a pulp magazine a long time ago. Earl Stanley Gardner, a very good writer, wonderful stuff. Shapely Shadow, The Case of the Shapely Shadow. All right, so what did I find after that? I found a lot of Westerns. I'm only going to show you a few. Now let's just take a quick look. I actually found 5 or 6 of these, the Long Rider series. This just happens to be Hellhole. I don't have a lot of the Long Rider series, so when I saw them, I picked them up. This is just one of like 5 I found. I found a really good WWJ Blood Bond San Angelo Showdown. Really beautiful shape here, so I picked that up. I love the cover on this one. And this is a WWJ dating back to, I believe this is 1993 here. 1994, and this is a Zebra. All right, when it was Zebra, which I think is still Pinnacle now, whatever. Great find. Bill Gulick, 1,000 for the Caribou. This is a book that I haven't had in my collection. I'm actually going to start reading this tonight. And this is a not vintage, but this is a 69, I guess, 1969, which I remember well, is now considered a vintage paperback era. Bill Gulick. And then we have Lee Greenwood, The Cowboys. This is the first of Lee Greenwood's Cowboy series. Now, Lee Greenwood is still out there working, and he's best known for the Seven Brides series and the Cowboy series. This is the first of the Cowboy series. Lee Greenwood writes romance novels. These are romantic westerns for whatever audience. Men read romance novels too. Really good shape. And I've not read any of the Cowboy series, so I'm going to read this. I had some books on my lap and they almost slipped off onto the floor. Oh my God. All right. So let's take a look at the last one. This is interesting. This is called Ash Tallman, The Wages of Sin, Tom Lord. I have no idea. I have never read any of these series at all. And this is number 3. Let's take a look at the year this was. And this is from Avon Books in 84. So it's 39 years ago. Interesting about this book is that, of course, it's secondhand. And when you find secondhand books, sometimes interesting things happen. So when I was thumbing through it when I got home, I found a dollar bill had been stuck in here. It's not even a silver certificate. It's just a dollar bill. It must be a bookmark. And throughout the entire paperback, whoever previously owned it had been underlining the names of the characters. Maybe they were trying to come up with characters of their own or whatever. Or they were doing a report on it. But I just left it where it was. And so forth. So Ash Tallman, I have not read this. I will read it. Like I said, I don't know. This is a new one for me. So hey, that's the book haul. Kind of. There was quite a lot more, but just a little glimpse of it. I don't want to just put you to sleep because we've got this other footage that we shot, and you know who I ran into? Sasquatch. Hear me or not, but there he is. Did I forget to mention that we went hiking in the Shawnee National Forest? Let's take a look around. Well, hello, boys. After all that hiking and book hunting, I'm hungry. Let's go. Bye for now.